This module is about infrared photography, IR. We first need to change the filter. Now is the UV filter. We want to use the IR filter. So we snap it on the lens. Then we need to turn on the infrared an infrared source of light or radiation. In this case are the halogen lamps. So we can turn off LED. Actually the LEDs will not be a problem. So even if you have other sources of infrared, it's not a problem. The camera just see the infrared, the filter just allow the infrared. So actually we could keep these LEDs on in the environment, just we don't need any darkness, total darkness. Okay, we turn on, we go here on the computer and we go into live view. So you see the image now is dark because these LEDs in the environment over there, they don't have enough infrared. So what we do is we turn on our infrared halogen lamps and they have plenty of infrared. There it is. So as usual we want to check the focus of this image, so we can magnify even more, so we have plenty of details to check the focus. And so this out of focus one is pretty nice. Okay, so the image is already pretty nice on focus. We go back to the 100%, so we see all the image. We can check the exposure. Now it is a little bit too overexposed. Let's do 1 second. So you see now the blue channel, we have it over here. Before was too much on the other side, maybe a little bit less. Okay, there it is. We have the blue channel now in the picture. Before was a little bit too overexposed. But remember we are interested to the actual image. So this is the histogram of the image of the painting. So you see in this case the histogram of the image is a little bit dark, so it makes sense to increase the exposure. Okay, so this is still nice. 1 second, maybe a little bit more, 1 step more. Okay, so this is pretty nice. The image is fine. It's on focus, the exposure is corrected, so all the channels are well represented, and at this point we can take the image. Okay, image has been taken, so we can turn off the halogen lamps, so we don't need them, and we can go into the editing software. So images, we want to rename immediately our image. Sorry, okay, there it is, IR. Then we go here in File Browser. We go here IR, we double click. And the only editing we do is we go here in My Profile, black and white. Okay, so the images came out pretty nice. What we can do, depending on the image, then is working with brightness, contrast levels. So, for example, here we would like to see a little bit more of these lines in this area. So we can work with decreasing a little bit the exposure and increasing, for example, the contrast. Okay, so I can zoom out, moving actually around to see what's the situation. Maybe a little bit more brightness. Okay, for the goal of this project, it's fine. So we can click gears over here as usual. So we save the image, we export it as a JPEG. Okay, the image will be here in temporary. Actually, we can see view extra large icon, so we see already the image, and there it is. This is our IR image in a black and white. And so this is all about the infrared photography method. We now see another methodology called Infrared Fluorescence Photography, IRF. So we do soon after IR because in this methodology we use the same infrared filter, so we don't need any change in the camera. The focusing will be the same, so because we don't change the filter. The only thing we change is the source of radiation. In this case we're gonna use this Irf lamp, also we call it Alice lamp. Basically this is an LED lamp but filtered, so this lamp just produces visible light. So the operation to get this image is we have this lamp on, and we need in this case to make as much darkness as possible. So we turn off all the lights because we don't want to have any possible infrared pollution in the environment. Okay, there it is. So we are. It seems we have enough darkness. Okay. Okay, we turn off all the sources of infrared radiation in the environment, and we can take the picture. So we go in Digicam control, we go in live view. So the image, of course, is pretty dark. Generally, for this kind of painting with this lamp at this distance, let's say we want to have 4 seconds exposure. So the image is dark. What we need to do is to point the lamp just directly in front of the painting. Okay, like this. Then, so we said we do 4 seconds, let's do a little bit even more, 6 seconds, and we click capture. Okay, 6 seconds. There it is, so we can release the lamp on the ground. Maybe we want to turn off some halogen lamp to make some light. Okay, at this point we can close the live view and the image should be in the IR, in the images folder. So there it is. Okay, this one, it's a black, of course, so we want to edit IRF, and we want to edit into our raw therapy. So we go in File Browser, there it is, so double click, okay, so you see the image is totally dark. We would like to see something more. So first of all, we want to make this infrared fluorescence photo into black and white. So we go into my profile, let's make it black and white. We still don't see anything. What we do, so I'm zooming out just to see, it's that already here there is this spot, and what we can do is increase the exposure, and there it is. You see, if I increase all the way the exposure, I'm gonna to see stuff there, the painting. This is because there is still a little bit of infrared leaking from the surroundings over here. The spot that you see here on the bottom is the cadmium red swatch. Cadmium red has this phenomenon that when receive visible light, cadmium red emits infrared. So basically it's put over there in the calibration card in order to have a reference. So what we do is actually we now reduce again the exposure, so that you see, we just see here cadmium red. So the concept is that if there is any cadmium red into the painting, it's gonna have the same brightness of the swatch of cadmium red over there. The same is true for cadmium yellow. Also there is what's called cadmill green. And definitely this technique works much better with Egyptian blue. Okay, so the image is pretty nice. We can even increase a little bit of contrast to make that brightness of the cadmium more evident, and we can export as usual this image. Okay, it goes there, and then it goes into our temporary folder. There it is. Few seconds. We're gonna have the IRF image. Okay, so this is it. We saw IR and IRF technique. Another technique, but not for this case, would be infrared transmitted. So in this case, basically, is the same scenario like infrared photography, but the lamp goes on the back of the painting. This will be the case for paintings on canvas. It's the same process, basically the same editing, and it's a very valuable technique because often allows to see much better details on the paintings, in particular for underdrawing and changes.